Medieval India, Chapter number 12, The Struggle for Empire in North India, Part 2, Mughals and Afghans, Central Asia and Babur. Important changes took place in Central and West Asia during the 15th century. After the disintegration of the Mongol Empire in the 14th century, Temur united Iran and Turan under one rule once again. Temur's empire expanded from Lower Volga to River Indus, including Asia Minor, modern Turkey, Iran, Transoxania, Afghanistan, and a part of Punjab. Temur died in 1405, but his grandson Shahrukh Mirza died 1448, was able to keep intact a large part of his empire. He gave patronage to arts and letters, and in his time, Samarkand and Herat became cultural centers of West Asia. The ruler of Samarkand had great prestige in the entire Islamic world. The power of the Timurids declined rapidly during the second half of the 15th century, largely owing to the Timurid tradition of partitioning the empire. The various Timurid principalities which arose always fought and wrangled among themselves. This provided an opportunity for two new elements to come to the forefront. From the north, a Mongol tribe, the Uzbeks, thrust into Transoxania. The Uzbeks had become Muslims but were looked down upon by the Timurids, who considered them to be uncultured barbarians. Further to the west, a new dynasty, the Safavid dynasty, began to dominate Iran. The Safavid were descended from an order of saints who traced their ancestry to Prophet. They supported the Shiite sect among the Muslims and persecuted those who were not prepared to accept the Shiite tenets. The Uzbeks, on the other hand, were Sunnis. Thus, political conflict between these two elements was embittered by sectarian strife. Further to the west of Iran, a power of the Ottoman Turks was growing. They wanted to dominate Eastern Europe as well as Iraq and Iran. Thus, the scene was set for the conflict of three mighty empires in Asia during the 16th century. In 1494, the young age of 12, Babur succeeded to Farghana, a small state of Transoxania. Oblivious to the Uzbek danger, the Timurid princes were busy fighting one another. Babur too made a bid to conquer Samarkand from his uncle. He won the city twice but lost it in no time on both occasions. The second time, the Uzbek chief Shia Bani Khan was called in to help oust Babur. Shia Bani defeated Babur and conquered Samarkand. Soon he overran the rest of the Timurid kingdoms in the area. This forced Babur to move towards Kabul, which he conquered in 1504. For the next 14 years, Babur kept biding his time for the reconquest of the homeland from the Uzbeks. He tried to enlist the help of his uncle, the ruler of Herat, in the enterprise, but to no avail. Ultimately, Herat too was overrun by Shahi Bani Khan. This led to a direct conflict between the Uzbeks and the Safavids, since the latter also laid claim to Herat and the surrounding area, which was called Khorasan by the contemporary writers. In a famous battle in 1510, Shah Ismail the Shah of Iran, defeated and killed Shahi Bani Khan. Babur now made another attempt to recover Samarkand, this time with the help of Iranian forces. He was duly installed at Samarkand but chafed under control of the Iranian generals, who wanted to treat Babur as the governor of Iranian province rather than an independent prince. Meanwhile, the Uzbeks recovered rapidly from their defeat. Once again, Babur was ousted from the Samarkand and had to return to Kabul. Finally, Shah Ismail himself was defeated by the Ottoman Sultan in 1514 and thus leaving the Uzbeks masters of the Transoxania. These developments finally forced Babur to look towards India. Thank you everyone for tuning in. In the next part, we'll start with the conquest of India on page number 135, that is chapter number 12 of medieval India. Hope you are preparing well for the exams as it's very close to the time of exams, and all the best for your exams and your preparation. And right now you could see some playlists that we have created specially for you to help you in your preparations. Do like us, how did you like the video, and share us your comments in the comment section. Thank you everyone for watching and all the best.